the television.
Oh!
No choice, turn off the computer. We actually had to read. We read a book. We always had books in the house. We also played games like Monopoly. That's how I learned mathematics, because I was always banker. I never did seem to buy the right property, so I was always banker. But I learned to count, and I learned multiplication. I learned all kinds of things there. And I learned about the value of money. We also played cards like canasta and cribbage and pinochle. We loved those games. We also spent 2 nights a week having fun with stories. One, we would always have, my parents or neighbors would always come over and they'd tell stories. It was usually on a Friday night, and we loved it. We loved the stories, because the stories were sometimes true, sometimes fanciful, sometimes made up. The other time it was my sister, and she had us tell stories. And what she did is she'd take a book from the library and she'd read it, and it was always about family. It was always about things we could do together, which is wonderful. It's part of what we do in 3rd grade. We kind of figure out where our place in the world is, Well, I have a story here that I remember my sister reading to me. Today, I think you can find it in many books in the library. It's a fun one, and it's been done many times. We're going to do it our own way, but I need some volunteers. Who wants to help me? Okay, young lady, let's have you come right up here. Need a young man? Okay, let's have you come right up here. Need another young lady, as she is in the orange pink. Come on up. Another young man in the white. Come on up over here. There it comes. Another young lady way in the back in the striped shirt. Come on up. Another young man way in the back there. Yes, in the white shirt. Yep, there we go. Come on up. And I need one. Yep. I need one more young man. One more young man. Okay, now you see this. I'm jumping up and down. Okay, right over there in the back. Last row, here it comes. All right. Let's have everyone stand right over here. Then you come right over here. I'm going to use the microphone for this. Oh, boy, this will be fun. All right. First, I'm going to introduce our storytellers. Okay, this is
Cody.
And
Sarah.
And
Zach.
And
Emma.
And
Taylor.
And
Nathan.
And
Christian.
yeah! Give a big hand! Now, one of the things that I love to do that makes me a little different than some storytellers is I think of myself as a walking cartoon. I loved cartoons when I was growing up, and so I imitated all the voices. I tried to become all the characters. I used my hands, my face. I was very active. And so my dad says, you're a walking animation. And I began to realize how much fun animated activity was, whether it was cartoons or whether it was simply talking. So my storytelling is filled with animation. Well, these are going to be my animators. They're going to bring this story to life. They have no idea what they're supposed to do. But I'm just going to tell them a few things as they become each character of the story, and they're just going to stand there. They don't need to move their feet, and they're just going to use their hands, their face, and their voices to animate each part of the story. I'll tell them what to say, but how they say it is up to them. What kind of face they use, it's up to them. What kind of gestures they use to act out a little bit of what they're doing, we'll leave it up to their wisdom, okay? You all have a part 2, because I'll be asking you all through the story little questions about what to do here, okay? Now, over here, we have our main character, and he is a spider. Yes, he is a very famous spider. His name is Anansi. And we're going to see that he's going to animate this too. Okay, everybody ready? Everybody out there ready? Yeah! Hello, I'll be the narrator. He tells Ken what happens. A long time ago, in the jungles of the Caribbean, there was this wonderful group of spiders, a wonderful family. Why, here was their father. His name was Anansi. Say hello.
Hello.
And the children would say, hello, Father.
Hello, Father.
We're tired, Father.
We're tired, Father.
And Father said, I think you need some sleep.
I think you need some sleep.
And so they said, good night, Father.
Good night, Father.
And soon they were snoring away. Put your head sideways there. And so as they slept in the safety of the jungle, why, Anansi had an idea. He'd been walking the other day, and on the other side of the river, he saw a little village. And this village, well, they left a lot of food out. And so Anansi said, there's a lot of food across that river.
There's a lot of food across that river.
Maybe those people left it out for me.
Maybe those people left it out for me.
What a nice gift.
What a nice gift.
Anansi always believed that it was easier to have somebody else do the work rather than have him do the work. And so he thought, maybe I'll just go over there and take some of that food. So he walked right through the jungle. He knew a secret trail. And so with his 8 legs, we're going to all do this walk with Anansi here. We're going to go, just 8 times, okay? All right, let's try it again. Oh, and then Anansi jumped into the river with a big splash. There he goes. And then he used 2 of his legs to paddle across the river. Give him some sound effects as he paddles. Oh! Now, you know what? Anansi was pretty smart, wasn't he? He knew spiders were light, they floated. So he wouldn't have any trouble getting across that river, except for one thing. There was a full moon. And there was a big fish. And the big fish saw the silhouette of a spider against the moon. And swallowed Anansi whole. And that would have been the end of our dear, wonderful Anansi. But not for his children. Why, the first child, her name was Sea Trouble. She was responsible. Very responsible. She would climb a tree every hour and see what she could see. And if she saw trouble, she'd yell out, "Trouble! Trouble!" She climbed up this tree. Go ahead and climb that tree, sweetie. And then she started to look to see what she could see. And when she saw her father get swallowed by a fish in the river, she yelled, everybody up. And they said, "What is it, Sea Trouble?"
What is it, Sea Trouble?
And she calmed down just a bit. She said, "Father's been swallowed by a fish."
Father's been swallowed by a fish.
And they said, "Where?"
Where?
She said, "In the river."
In the river.
And they said, "Where's that?"
Where's that?
Well, she climbed down the tree and she looked around and all she saw were trees and forgot which direction the river was. So she said, "I don't know."
I don't know.
They said, "Well, then how are we going to find her?" I mean, find him. Well, at this point, they're going to go, "Oh no."
Oh no.
And you can slap your hand on your head or anything that shows that you're really frustrated. And you're going to say, "What are they going to do?" You can yell it. You can make it like you're really puzzled. Like, what are they going to do? Look at each other. What are they going to do? This one's real quickly because we keep the story going. Well, it's a good thing for the second child. The second child, his name was Map Reader. He learned in 3rd and 4th grade how to read maps at Vintage Hills, I'll tell you. He could read a map. He knew where everything was, you know. He knew where the rivers were. He knew how the Santa Margarita River carved right through these mountains. He knew everything. And he said, "Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I have a map here in my back pocket."
I have a map here in my back pocket.
So he pulled it out, and he opened it up, and he said, "There's the river.
There's the river. Here's the river.
Here's the trail.
Here's the trail. Follow me."
So he put the map back, and away he walked. Come on, everybody. Oh, and there he came right to the river. And he goes, "See, I told you."
See, I told you.
"Where's the fish?"
Where's the fish?
He goes, "Duh.
Duh.
It's in the river."
It's in the river.
I can't see him.
You can't see him.
That's because the river's muddy.
That's because the river's muddy.
How are we going to find him?
How are we going to find him?
Oh, no. Everybody, real loud.
Oh, no.
And you're going to say, well, it's a good thing for the 3rd child's name was River Drinker. She had a magic belly, I'll tell you. And she said, "Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I have a magic belly.
I have a magic belly.
I can drink up all that water.
I can drink up all that water.
And we'll find that fish.
We'll find that fish.
And stay, Father,
Say, Father.
And so she started to drink. Give her some drinking sounds, everybody. Oh, my goodness, soon the river was dry, and there was this big old humongous fish. Flopping up and down. And everybody goes, look at the size of that fish.
Look at the size of that fish.
It's humongous.
It's humongous.
We're going to get squashed.
We're going to get squashed.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What are we going to do?
That's a good thing for the fourth child's name was Fish Skinner. She loved to work. In fact, she had a tool belt, and she took her tools across the river floating on a piece of wood or a leaf, and she always helped those people clean the fish that they caught. She'd cut them open, clean them out, and then that's how you clean fish. And then she puts them on the rack so that the fish would dry, and they always rewarded her for her work. And so she said, don't worry.
Don't worry.
I have my tool belt.
I have my tool belt.
And I'm not afraid of that fish.
And I'm not afraid of that fish.
I'll jump right out there.
I'll jump right out there.
Cut it right open.
Cut it right open.
And we'll save Father.
And we'll save Father.
So she ran out there, running real fast. That fish was... And right at the top of its arch, she took out her fillet and cut that fish right open. And that fish went down. And out jumped the Nazi, and he says, yippee!
Yippee!
I'm free!
I'm free!
It's deep in there! Father!
Father!
You're safe!
You're safe!
Now let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here!
Before the animals of the jungle!
Where are the animals?
No, we're here!
Oh, we're here.
And so, instead of listening to the wisdom of his children, why, Anansi says, wait a minute,
Wait a minute.
I need to teach these animals a lesson.
I need to teach these animals a lesson.
I mean, who really needed to learn the lesson, huh? Well, he put his foot on that fish, and he yelled, animals of the jungle!
Animals of the jungle.
See what happened to this fish?
See what happened to this fish?
You mess with me,
You mess with me.
that's what's going to happen to you.
That's what's going to happen to you.
Well, as all the children said, Father! Down swooped a hawk. And that hawk swooped right in and grabbed breakfast for her babies who are up in the nest. You know what they love to eat for breakfast? And so she grabbed onto Anansi by his legs, and Anansi screamed. And all the children said, the hawk!
The hawk!
It grabbed Father!
It grabbed Father!
Father's going to be eaten by the babies!
Father's going to be eaten by the baby.
Oh no!
Oh no! What are they going to do?
Good thing for the fifth child, his name was Stone Thrower. Oh, there's a reader back there. Stone Thrower, he was practicing to be a professional baseball player with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They needed all the help they could get. And so he would practice. He'd take a little stone and he'd throw it 1,000 times a day until he could throw strikes all the time. And so he says, don't worry.
Don't worry.
I have a fastball.
I have a fastball.
I'll take this little rock,
I'll take this little rock.
throw it at that hawk,
Throw it at that hawk.
knock it right in the chest,
Knock it right in the chest.
and it'll drop Father.
And it will drop Father.
And so he grabbed that little stone, and he did the wind-up. And the pitch, and perfect strike, and hit the hawk right in the chest. The hawk went, and opened his talons and dropped. And Father says, yippee! And then he looked down 200 feet to the ground with rocks all around, and he screamed. Everybody says, Father's falling!
Father's falling!
He's going to get smashed on the rocks!
He's going to get smashed on the rock!
Oh no! Well, it's a good thing for the sixth child's name was Teddy Bear. You see, he was the top of his class in the University of California, Riverside. And he's going to transfer to UCLA, but he was learning how to be a psychologist. And what he knew was that if you had a teddy bear and people could hold on to a teddy bear, they'd talk more easily. And so he always carried that teddy bear with him, and he said, "Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I have a nice soft teddy bear here.
I have a nice soft teddy bear here.
I'll stand under Father.
I'll stand under Father.
Put up this teddy bear
Put up this teddy bear
and cushion his fall."
and cushion his fall.
So he ran right down the river. Come on, everybody. And he held that teddy bear up, and Father is screaming. But then he hits that teddy bear with a nice soft sound, and he slides safely to the ground, and the children gather all around and hustle him off back into the safety of the jungle. But when they get back to their little home, why, Father says, "Oh, my children,
Oh, my
how can I ever thank you?
How can I ever thank you?
You all saved my life."
You don't think my
Well, the children looked at each other and they said, "Father,
Father,
we have a few things to say.
we have a few things to say.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Work has its own reward."
Work has its own reward.
And you remember what you told us? If we work together, we can do. And so they say, Anansi thought about that lesson for a long time. But if you look at all the different stories about Anansi, you're going to find that he didn't listen to him for very long. He was always doing the wrong thing, and usually making a mess of things. And that's how people learned lessons, by not having to repeat them. They read stories about this crazy character Anansi, and they learned from his misplaced ideas and actions how they could make their lives better. And they also created a story that actually is told in about 28 different languages. This story is done all around the world. Why? Probably because its message is so universal. If we work together, we can do. Let's hear it for our animators, okay?